on divorce court today. They have been together for 7 years and survived some serious obstacles. But now Joe is convinced Misty has been unfaithful, and she is desperate to stop him from walking out. Misty Maddox and Joe Maddox have brought their dispute for Judge Lynn Toler to resolve. Testimony in divorce court starts now.
Mrs. Maddox, I believe Mr. Maddox here wants a divorce. He's ready to go. This is your third marriage, and you don't want that to happen. You have some items that you want me to award you if, in fact, he goes forward with it, but right now you're looking to save it, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So you've been married 3 times. You say this time the concerns are trust issues between you and Mr. Maddox. Why don't you explain what you believe the problem is?
We would always fight and argue, and when we did, he would always leave and come back a few hours later or else a day later, and I'm just scared that if we stay together, he'll do it again. The first time was he wanted to go to the bar with some friends, family, and I just don't like his friends because they're mainly alcoholics or druggies.
Not a good crowd.
No. And the second time.
You run with some ratchet people?
No. No, Your Honor. That time I left, it was before my brother's birthday. And I had asked her if I could go.
Did he ask if he could go?
Yes, he did.
How you gonna not let a man go to his brother's birthday party?
I don't know, I just didn't want him, because I knew it was at a bar. I just had a lot of trust.
You just had a lot of trust issues?
Issues.
Okay.
Yes.
Who got angry first, you or him?
I think I did.
It was you?
Yeah.
Yeah? Y'all calm and smooth in here, quiet, but I bet you can pop off, can't you?
Yes.
What is your concern, Mr. Maddox? Why are you so unhappy that you want to leave?
I just, she said the first time I left, it was, I was trying to go, I wanted to go to my brother's birthday party. The last time I had found text messages on her phone. My kids were telling me that this guy was coming over to the house, and I just didn't feel like she, was respecting me and being respectful.
Who was coming over to the house?
Just friends, guy friends.
Random guy friends? Now you mad, you don't want him to go out to a bar with his close family members, but you got random dudes showing up at your house. How do you work that out in your head?
I don't know. Honor.
Who are these guys? I mean, don't give me names, but just friends.
Just friends that I've known for a long, long time.
Would you have a problem if you were at work and your husband had a whole bunch of chicks come over and hang out?
Yes, I would, Honor.
So why is it okay for you to do?
It's not okay.
Why are you so afraid that this time he's about to leave?
Because every time we would get in a fight, he would always come back. This last time was because I had a guy friend over, but I had a family member over too. And he came home. He told me to have my friend leave or else he was leaving. I didn't think it was right that a friend had to leave. Why couldn't we just all get along and be friends?
So you picked the random dude over the husband, and you said, random dude stay, husband, how dare you tell me who I can have over the house? Huh?
I didn't say that, but I pretty much.
But that's what you did.
Yes.
That's what you
It
did.
wasn't right, I know.
Is that an accurate recitation of what occurred?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you have any concrete evidence that Ms. Maddox is actually cheating on you as opposed to simply displaying bad judgment repeatedly?
With that guy, no, I never even accused her of doing anything with him or ever even thought that she was doing anything with him. I just know he is on probation, and I didn't want those type of people around.
In your house?
Yes.
And you have a child at home, right?
We have 3 kids, 1 together.
Yeah, and then in the house, how you gonna let somebody with criminal background in your house with your kids?
He wasn't living there, he was just there though, but.
I understand that this is a reach-back romance. And when I say a reach-back romance, it's this phenomenon. you dated somebody in high school, and you guys are on Facebook, and he pops up out of nowhere, and then, oh, I remember being in love with him. You call him up, you have a couple of good phone calls, you remember a couple of good times, next thing you know, bam, you're in bed together. Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Your Honor.
Happens all the time. I mean, it's like Facebook just takes you and reach back in the annals of time and takes an old mistake you made and gets you to make it again. What made you want to rekindle your romance with Mr. Maddox?
Well, he told me to keep on moving on, when he moved out of the house this last time.
Uh-huh.
And he moved in with his mom, and then for about a month, and then he got his own apartment. And I didn't want to move on. I wanted to try and work it with him, but he didn't want to. Finally, one day, he's like, you need to move on. So I moved on. I took the wedding pictures off my walls, took my wedding ring off, and I went on this dating site and met a guy, and I moved him in my house. Then I found him.
How long did you know him before you moved him in the house?
Probably about a month. And then I found out he was a sex offender.
And
so
you booted him immediately, no?
Yes, I did. But then in the middle of that, Joe wanted to work it back out, but I was iffy. This was before I found out he was a sex offender and stuff. And I was like, well, I'm scared that Joe's gonna leave me again, so I was staying with this guy. And then when I found out all of this stuff, he moved out, and then me and Joe started working things out more.
I know exactly what is wrong. I know exactly what the problem is.
Next, have money troubles and jail time become deal breakers for Joe and Misty? If the ink on your marriage license is barely dry, but you're ready to call it quits, call toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com. Become a fan at facebook.com/divorcecourt. Real relationships in crisis. Divorce Court continues.
Mr. Maddox, you say that the two of you fight continuously over money. Why don't you tell me about that?
I pay every single bill in the house, and when she needs something, you know, I told her, you know, take your money, use your money for what you need to use it for. She runs a daycare out of our house. I told her, I said, you know, you keep your money, daycare money, you use it for your daycare so you can get a building to move the daycare out of our house, so when I get off work, I don't have to come home to a messy house.
House full of, yeah.
House full of kids. You know, and if she needed to buy something, she would use the debit card, go spend, you know, she would put like $100 in the account, come out and come back and with a receipt of like $300.
What kind of stuff does she buy? Does she buy stuff for the household, for her daycare, or is she spending it frivolously?
Sometimes it's clothes, sometimes it's groceries, you know, and I understand groceries, you know, I gotta help pay for groceries too, I understand that, but most of the time when she buys them groceries, it's going towards daycare kids, and our kids are complaining that they don't have any food to eat. You know, even though
Ms. Maddox, is that true?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
How can you feed the daycare kids and not your own?
Well, no, I would feed the daycare kids and our kids, but the money was going to like bikes and stuff for the daycare, and then his money was going to all the bills and for the family. And so, and I had to pay for family members to work for me in the household. And that's why I was trying to get...
You don't need bikes at a daycare if your kids ain't eating. I mean, you can have a good daycare.
They were eating. We were eating.
Don't get me wrong, Your Honor. Our kids, we tell our kids all the time, you're more than welcome to go get whatever you want. But our kids are really picky eaters, and if they don't like it, they're going to starve themselves.
Yes.
Which, you know, I
That's
tell
how
them,
they
you know
are.
what, starve yourself. When you get hungry, you'll eat what's cooked.
Yes.
Right. Well, I think that's a good parental attitude. I didn't have that one. It screwed me for years. So I get that. You eat what's served, and you know you don't get to pick and choose and all of that.
Cook 5 million.
I get that. Yeah.
Dinners.
We're on the same page with that one. You don't trust your wife, Mr. Maddox.
No, Your Honor.
I kind of know why, but can you give me any specific concerns that you have or incidents that occurred?
Well, like on the first time that I had left, it was my brother's birthday party. You know, that isn't really anything to have to do with trust. But the second time was I found text messages on her phone, you know, sexually explicit text messages, and then I come home from work, and before my wife can even tell me that this guy was here, my kids are telling me that he was there. You know, I don't know if anything happened, and I don't believe anything happened at that time or, you know, has happened. But this last time, I get a text message from Miss Maddox, and she tells me that this guy's here at the house. I tell her, you know, you need to tell him to leave or I'm gonna tell him to leave. And she tells me, don't disrespect my friends. And I says, okay, whatever. So I left. Well, left for 2 hours, went over to a friend's house, calmed down. You know, I didn't want to go home and beat the crap out of this guy and go to jail.
Hang on, Mr. Maddox. Doesn't what you've done sound just completely out of order?
Yes,
I mean, you must be like,
just
oh
wasn't
my
thinking.
God, I can't believe I did that. What other track of
he
thinking
found-
were you on?
The guy found out where I lived. He was going to the neighbor's house, seen me outside, so he just started coming over and talking to me, and I was like, oh, okay, I haven't seen you forever. I mean, nothing was ever gonna happen between me and him. It was just...
Yeah, but he was a criminal. And you have a daycare and your own
he's
children.
a criminal. Everybody... Yeah.
No felons can come over my house. You know, just for, and my kids are big still. No felons at the crib.
Everyone I know it's wrong. Everyone I've hang out with, yes, is bad.
Because he's been to jail.
Yes.
But you haven't been back since, have you?
No,
Or
Your Honor.
You're not one of the rotators, are you?
No.
You went in, say, hey,
No.
this is not the place for me, then go back.
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'm glad about that.
When divorce court continues, is there anything Misty can do to keep Joe from leaving their marriage?
Do you think that Joe's habit of walking out when they argue is good for their relationship? Call 1-800-282-1991 to vote now and see if America agrees with your opinion. You'll also receive some valuable offers. Call now, 1-800-282-1991.
If you would like your case heard on divorce court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com and join the conversation on Twitter at Divorce Court. Divorce Court continues.
Now, Mr. Maddox, my understanding is you're ready to go. You're ready to bolt.
Yes,
Or
Your
do
Honor.
you want to save this marriage?
Yes, Your Honor. I would love to save this marriage. I love this woman dearly.
What is it about her that you love? And pay attention. What is it about her that you love?
I love her personality. I love her caring attitude. I mean, she's a loving mother. You can see that even in daycare kids that aren't even her kids. She takes care of them as if they are her own, and you know, you definitely don't have to worry about any trouble coming to them. But when she's having strangers come into the house that aren't
Cool.
yeah, you know, people that I don't like, or you know, I know who the person is. I've met him, but I'm not copacetic with him, I guess you could say.
I hear you. I wouldn't be either. I don't even know him. Mrs. Maddox, I'm not going to ask you what you love about Mr. Maddox, because I think I already know. What I'm going to ask you is, what was it like for you growing up? Did you have a nice, comfortable...
It was, yeah, until I was about 15. Then my parents got a divorce.
And
they weren't really lovey-dovey growing
right,
up, though.
Yeah.
It was just,
How about your love life before you met Mr. Maddox?
yeah,
Did
right
you do
after
okay
high
with the
school,
guys or what?
Yeah, right after high school, I married my first husband. We were only married for like 6 months. The second one was because I was pregnant. Just got married. He went to prison and got divorced.
Yeah. You know what the problem is here, Ms. Maddox? The problem is you don't value yourself. You are looking for your value in the arms of a man. If you don't have a guy in your airspace at the moment telling you that you're okay, you feel like you're not okay. It is completely imperative that you have a man saying something nice to you, or you just crumble inside because you don't have enough holding you up. Even when your man is at work, you gotta have another man in your house telling you that you're okay. That doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you broken somewhere inside. There's something that's not stitched up together because you are a person. You do have value. You are beautiful, but you don't have to have a guy to tell you. But you seem to need to have a guy to tell you, and you don't care what guy it is. It's just any dude, any random cat. It's better than being alone with yourself. And what I think you need to do, it's not the marriage you need to save, you need to save yourself. You need to go into counseling and figure out when it is you decided that you weren't anybody, and how you decided that men, their presence, their sex, their whatever, gives you that value that you lack. And then you got to fix that, because you're never going to be a good wife to him until you can be alone somewhere for 3-4 days and not have a man say something to you and you still feel strong and able and pretty and with it. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yes.
Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Mr. Maddox, did I get it?
Yes, Your Honor. On the dot.
Judge Lynn Toler's ruling next. Divorce Court. Judge Lynn Toler's ruling right now.
I gotta say, you gave me a smile when I found out what you were asking for, because this is the first Obamacare request that I've had, and it's just exciting for me. You said that if he goes, you don't have any health insurance, and you know that Obamacare requires you to have health insurance,
Yes,
and you want to make sure that he pays that health insurance, because it's going to take you 3 months before you get enough to add on, or you'll be subject to that penalty. Delightfully creative. I just enjoyed that. No, the penalty is so minuscule, however. If I were to award you 3 months of insurance, that would be more than any penalty that you would possibly pay, but I ain't even gonna get there, because you have insurance, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And she needs to go see a psychologist, and she's gonna use your insurance to do it, because you're gonna stay with this man, you're gonna keep other men out of your house, and every time you feel the need to have a man in your house, you need to either, 1, get a tape of this and look at it, or number 2, you need to, I don't know, you have a kind of job where you can get called on the job?
Yes, Your Honor.
Don't lose your mind with it. Don't blow his phone up. But every time you feel weak and feel the need, you give him a call, you tell her you're beautiful, do all that stuff I train my husband to do when I don't feel good. You know, he's got certain phrases he knows he has to do. There's certain things that has to happen. We both know it's for show, but it's a good show, and I like it. So you figure out what show she needs, because she really loves you. And you really need to understand something, Ms. Maddox. You've been scandalous. And my man here is standing right there. Didn't go nowhere. I mean, I know men who would have left eons ago with the kind of nonsense that you're pulling. That's love. You know what I mean? That means you have great value. But even if he didn't stay, you still have great value. You with me?
Yes.
You gonna see a psychologist for real?
Yes.
You should. It make you feel good. Nothing wrong with it. I got my psychiatrist on speed dial. I feel a little off or confused. Like, hey, something going wrong up here. I want to be the first person to know. So, good luck to you. You're a good guy. Handsome, too.
Yes, he is.
Keep a picture of him on the wall or something, so you can feel together with him even when he's at work. Find out the phrases you need to repeat. You go to a psychologist, and I'm going home. This matter is adjourned.
Misty and Joe agree with the judge that their marriage is worth saving, and Misty has started to seek counseling. Post a comment or submit your case at divorcecourt.com or call toll-free 1-877-311-2222. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Divorce Court.